Hello, good morning. Welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. I have two Irish blended whiskeys, both triple distilled, grain whiskey, copper pot still whiskey, and single malt whiskey. Okay, this is Paddy's. Got to do the older one first. Paddy's, not introduced in 1779 like the label says. It says established 1779. Well, yes, Cork Distillery's company was, or the Middleton Distillery, all right? Blend of grain malt and pot still whiskey. Okay, Paddy Flaherty brand. He was a salesman for the Middleton Distillery, and his brand of whiskey got so popular that people started asking for that Paddy's whiskey. His name was Patrick, and they named the brand after him like in the 1920s and never could pin down the exact date. But yeah, it's been around about 100 years. I saw this today for $19.99. I would never pay for Jameson when I can get this for $19.99. I'm not crazy. All right, this is aged 3 years, and it's a Sazerac brand now. They bought the brand, but it's still made by the old distillery. They just bought the brand, and it's bottled in Kentucky. They send it to Kentucky, and they bottle it at Buffalo Trace. Still got stuff in my lungs, and they sell it here. But it's from Middleton Distillery, Ireland. 3 years, that's the minimum for Irish whiskey. This is not an expensive brand. There's also a Paddy's Honey, which they don't even put on the website anymore, but you might see the honey around. It's an Irish whiskey with honey added. My friend David said it's good. Here's the competitors, Ide Stills, introduced in 2023. It's got an angel wearing a plaid sash, reading a book, probably not the Bible, but probably an Irish whiskey recipe book. It's got a olive green label. Olive green, as the light hits it, maybe as the light shines through it, it's more like a lime green. This bottle suspiciously looks exactly like the Kilbeggan bottles that I have, bottles from Kilbeggan Distillery. So is it made of Kilbeggan? It could be, but then that, like I said in the previous video, these could just be utilitarian bottles that are sold all over Ireland, wholesale, to be used by any distiller. But I've only seen them from Kilbeggan, but I don't know. It's procured by a broker called Alexander Murray and Company Group for Total Wine and More. They don't have a distillery. They just get products made for companies that they're contracted with. And in this case, Total Wine and More. Got the right label. Got to label mine because some of these will look identical, and if they're both straw, you got to have a label to tell them apart. All right, so $19.99 at Total Wine and More. Today, it's $19.99. I checked their website earlier today. Paddy's, $19.99. Matherne's had it $19.99 right now. I don't know how long their sales lasted. I didn't pay any mind to it because, of course, I don't need any more. I'm not buying any more. I bought it. Okay, real cork. Real cork. It's from Cork, Ireland, and it uses real cork. It's not plastic. It's not rubber. It's not like chips of cork glued together. It's a real chunk of cork. So that's nice to see on an inexpensive whiskey. It's not a twist cap. What is that on the glass? Ooh. Okay, so put it back in there. Glad I moisturized the cap. Got a foil cap cover. What liquor stores sell Paddy's? Pretty much all of them. I don't recall seeing any liquor stores that didn't have it. It's just the price will vary. But you can search around. You almost always find it on sale somewhere. So if you can get it for $19.99, why pay more? It's not like it's worth something It's not like something to seek out anyway. It's a nice little whiskey. It's not like something to track down. Is it as good as the bigger brands? I would say so. It's not amazing, but then the big brands are not amazing. Is Jameson amazing? No, it's nice. Is Bushmills amazing? No, it's nice. Is Proper 12 amazing? I never had Proper 12, but I bought a bottle. So that's coming up the next time we get back to Irish whiskey. So yeah. All right. One is a little darker. This one is very pale, and that must be the Paddy's, because I remember the Ide Stills having a kind of an amber appearance. So I'm gonna have to close my eyes. Hope rain is coming. I really hope that's rain, because we're getting too dry around here. You know, with this heat, if it goes a few days without rain, it's going to get dry. Dry like a climate that's dry. So there's Paddy's website. Thrice cork, just as it's always been. There's a reason Paddy's whiskey has been making friends for a quarter millennium. And they got some little thing you can hit. It's probably a cookie that'll take you somewhere else. Paddy's Old Irish Whiskey. I'm far in Louisiana, so has this. I mean, get real. There's the you saw the malted barley. There's the barrels. There's the people clinking the rocks glasses at the bar. Okay, I'm gonna click it. There's the history showing old advertisements and whatnot. There's Paddy. Let me click this for it. Smooth, mellow, golden, distinctive like the perfect sunset or Thor's hair. Cheers. I wish I wouldn't have clicked it. All right. They got recipes. You don't need to use the finder because everybody's going to sell it. It'd be like using a Jim Beam locator tool. Like, why would you need to do Mule, Paddy sour, shot of Paddy's? Yeah, that's a hard one. Shot of Paddy's. Neat. Same thing. Room temperature, straight, nothing added. Ginger Paddy. There's a highball. Oh yeah, that's good. Get some good cream. Yes, I have seen these in those half-size bottles. I never bought one because they're usually a bad value per ounce, so why buy one? All right. In instructions, you shouldn't be taking a shot. Exactly. 1 ounce. That's a small shot. All right. Ide Stills Irish whiskey. Aged 5 years. Of course, we're going to talk about how amazing it is. Sweet toffee, grain, dried fruit. I don't pick up all that. I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm saying that I can't pick it up. That's me. That's a me thing. That's not the product's problem. Beautiful big bottle if you really want to get a good deal, but it's going to be cheaper per ounce. But then you be stuck with the big bottle, so you better hope you like it. I wouldn't mind because I do like it, honestly. Okay, enough of that. All right. Time to taste. I'm going to close my eyes because if I glance at something lighter, it's going to tip me off, and I don't want that. I want it to be a real taste challenge. I got 3 wins, 4 losses. I'd like to even up right now. Doesn't smell like much, but I'm getting a little cereal grain. A little bit stronger nose, so I'm thinking that's the Ide Stills. But the Ide Stills should have that honey flavor, that honey. Lots of honey and bread dough and bread crust. 3 flavors, 3 distillations. Honey, bread dough, bread crust. Now, American blended whiskeys usually is like duo, 20% straight whiskey and 80% grain spirits. Not even grain whiskey because it's unaged. Crazy. I know, probably doesn't really matter because the grain whiskey is usually neutral, even if it's aged 3 years, because it'd be aged in an old wooden barrel. It's not going to pick up a lot of flavor and aroma character. They're just using it as the body. But still, it is aged 3 years. the copper pot still, and then you got the single malts. They're using a triplicate. Like I say, American whiskey. But see, that straight whiskey might be distilled many ways. If it's like, okay, I'm going to use a common American blended whiskey, Beams 8-star. It's 80, no, it is now 80% grain neutral spirits, unaged. But it used to be 75%. It was a higher percentage of straight whiskey. I found an old bottle too. So it used to be 25% straight whiskey, just like Seagram 7 is today. But see, the straight whiskey in there, Beams, common sense, going to be Jim Beam. But it might be a young Jim Beam, only aged 2 years, when they yank it off the rack and they blend it. But that might contain corn, rye, and barley malt. Corn, rye, and malted barley. It might have wheat, unlikely for Jim Beam, but it might have wheat. So it could be 4 times distilled, meaning 4 different distillations, you see. It's not like they distill in it, then they distill the distillate, what you do with vodka to really purify it. Nice flavor, very honey. Let's go over here. Honey, yes, but more bread crust. And a little bitey, like meow. And I noticed in the past that Paddy's was a little bitey, like it'll kind of bite back at you. It'll fight back. Not the smoothest thing you ever wanted to try. I guess Jameson would be smoother, but it's aged 5 years, but 4 years. I got to look at the Jameson website. Maybe it's 4. I'm thinking of Bushmills age 5. Yeah. Bushmills age 5. All right. But still, I'm not paying $10 more for $8 more for Jameson or $7 more. Do I get $7 more value? I don't think so. I'm not ragging on Jameson. I know it's fashionable to rip on Jameson. That's how you establish your credibility in the Irish whiskey world. You talk bad about Jameson, and all the cool people will like you. Yeah, that's trash. But it's not, and it is definitely not trash. And I'm not trying to establish some kind of like faux credibility, trying to be like. I'm not sitting over here thinking I wish that I could be one of the cool kids. I'm just tasting the products. Well, price point identical. They're both $19.99, so that doesn't matter. Smoothness. This one's smoother. Availability. Well, of course, Paddy's is sold everywhere in the world that sells Irish whiskey. I mean, essentially, did I see it when I was in England? Yeah, I think so. I certainly saw other ones like Jameson and all of that, of course. Did I see it in Gibraltar? I think I did. And it was cheap. Oh, Gibraltar. I never seen liquor prices so low until I went to Gibraltar. That was unreal. The food prices were high, but at the restaurants, but it's tourist trap. At the grocery store, they really weren't. The grocery store price is the same as over here. And of course, hotel was sky high. It's a tourist location, so you're gonna get trapped. But all it did was go across into Spain and stay, and it was so much cheaper. But they got Paddy everywhere, and their Irish whiskey prices are unreal. They have some like off-brand Irish whiskeys. I don't mean like it's bad, but it's just a brand you never heard of, or I never heard of. And it'd be like $4.99, $4.99. I'm talking about a full bottle. I'm not talking about a little half bottle. You said, but I better make it gag. I don't know that. I didn't buy it. They had Scotch, blended Scotch, $4.99. Now, like I said, I don't know if it was any good, but they had it. Same thing in Spanish Africa too. Same, but some of that stuff you had to watch it though. You did have to watch it. And Ceuta, Spanish Africa. That's the only city I went to. I was going to try to walk to Benzu, but I couldn't make it. I got my feet were hurting. I didn't wear the right socks. That's what killed my feet. But I wanted to go to Benzu, which is more of a village than a town. But I was like, man, I can't make it. I don't know how I'm gonna make it back. I could have made it, but my feet were just worn out. So I only went to Ceuta. I say Ceuta, Ceuta. I'll pronounce it Ceuta, but over there they say Ceuta. I don't know. That's that peninsular. But Catalonian, but liquor stores in Spain. They didn't really have liquor stores because all the grocery stores sold liquor. So it's like, why would why have a liquor store if you can buy liquor in the grocery store? Any grocery store, didn't matter. They got a whole section, huge. But you had to watch it because some of that would be like Scotch style liquor. It might only be 60 proof Scotch style liquor. I was like, what? I wanted to try just to see, but I was like, nah, I'm going to do enough drinking over here. And I want to go walking. I got to cool it, but I was so tempted. I didn't buy any liquor over there. I was tempted though. I could have scored some for $4.99 and just drank it, and tried it, sip a little for that 5-6 days. But I wanted to be careful. But I wish now, if I'd have gone back, if I ever go back, I would buy it. I'm not going through that flight again though, but I would buy it next time. Of course, now they had top shelf stuff. Don't think I'm talking about it's all cheap. They had thousands of dollars. Same thing as anywhere else. Cognac for $6,000 in a bottle shaped like a dragon. You know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. But naturally, I wasn't interested in that. And they got people go to Gibraltar just to buy liquor. They don't go to see the marina. They don't go to see the historic sites or the apes, the tailless monkeys. They don't go to the zoo and the botanical gardens and the governor's house, the convent. They don't go to see Main Street and the jewelry shops and the walls, because they used to have walls around it. Still have walls around it. They don't go to Irish Town. They go there to buy liquor. And are they all checking it in? Oh, well, no. Got a lot of fishing boats coming in and out. I'm talking about like you got people in your neighborhood that got a fishing boat. Are they trying to get around the importation taxes? Hey, I didn't say nothing. I'm just saying they got a lot of fishing boats. They got a lot of people buying liquor. You can't put that much on a plane, but oh well. It was fun to see though. It's like it was really fun to see. This one's got a little more bite. I think it's the Paddy's. It's not as good, but it's still good. It is the Paddy. It is the Paddy. It is the Paddy. Did I mention to you? It's the Paddy's. Okay, so now I'm 4-4. Now I really think I'm making progress. 4 wins, 4 losses. That's even, and I can live with that. But Irish whiskey, oh, who wouldn't? Because it's so similar one to the other. All right, so got 4 wins, 4 losses, and I think with Jameson, I'm gonna get 5 wins and 4 losses. I think with Bushmills, I don't really think I'm gonna confuse Bushmills with this. So I think it'd be 6-4, 7-4, 8. I really think I could finish 8-4. I don't think I will. I said I think I could. Which would be a 3-to-1 ratio, and that's 75%. I can't really argue with that. So especially with, like I say, the most problematic taste challenge thing, Irish whiskey is so simple. So yeah, is Irish whiskey popular? Yes, it is. All right, I'm out of here. Let me go see what they want. All right, so I got the win. Bye-bye.